Hey, what's up, people? Michael here. If you want to partner your YouTube channel up, check out the link in the description.
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. And coming right up, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Washington Wizards. And guys, for the Wizards, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And one of the stars we'll see tonight, Bradley Beal, continues to augment his game every season. One of the best two guards in the entire league, Shaq.
You know, I know I say Klay Thompson has the prettiest jump shot, but Bradley Beal is a close second. He's improved his three-point percentage every year in the league. He also shot over 40% last season from long range, taking over 4 three-pointers a game.
Wow, that's impressive. And you know what? Because he's slightly undersized, that might be his only knock. But, you know, being slightly undersized, he still has the ability to finish in that lane. So I just think he's still a great player.
That'll do it for now. Let's get it to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew.
View of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the setting for our game tonight. It's the home of the Wizards here in Washington, D.C., as we bring you an interconference match here at the Verizon Center. We're all set to bring you NBA action. With Brig Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. So off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. The rugged duo of Ibaka and Adams in the middle. Russell Westbrook out there with Andre Robertson. And it's Durant in at the 3 spot. And Adams with the slam.
Tell you what, they're going to have to do a better job of boxing this fella out than that.
No one between him and the hoop. You're right, Clark.
Yeah, and you don't want to be giving up guys putback slams. That's not the kind of play that can build confidence.
And so it's the Thunder getting on the board first. Beal, the pass to Gortat. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
And we've all seen how dominant Bradley Beal can be. The 3rd overall pick in the 2012 draft. He's already had a solid young career, but still plenty of room to grow.
Here's Robertson. The pass to Adams. Banked in off the glass. Here's Wall. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Gortat with the screen for Beal. Shoots off the screen. Connects. The jumper drops. Beal's got his first bucket in this one. Talking about Bradley Beal's potential, it's not just the shooting, it's also the passing, and you really don't think of him as a passer, but for such a young two-guy, he's extremely unselfish. He averaged over 3 assists a game over the past 2 years.
And the true stars of our game feature versatility. And here's a guy that has also tremendous upside as a rebounder. I mean, how about getting 7 boards almost a game the one year he was in college? So he understands the importance of impacting other areas. I mean, last season he had his highest steals average of his career, and everything's upside with this young man. The sky's the limit.
Excellent point. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Guys, I had a chance to talk with head coach Billy Donovan. It seemed the player who's really on his mind is John Wall. He said we've got to keep him out of transition and out of the paint. His jump shot is still a work in progress, and we're going to make him prove he can hit it consistently before we'll play out on him. Guys, that's going to be the MO on Wall until he can knock down that perimeter shot.
Thanks again, Doris. That gives them the lead.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Knocks it loose. Durant kicks to Adams. Pass to Robertson. 6 to shoot. To the right side. The baseline J. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist from Robertson.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
And Wall. Here we go now. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
First quarter of play. We're about 3 minutes in. Well, it was a season last year of heartbreak and change for the Thunder, narrowly missing the playoffs as the Pelicans beat them out for that 8th position.
Yeah, and they were teetering back and forth on that 8th spot for most of the year. Ultimately, they just couldn't hold on to that final playoff spot.
The Wizards have gone 4-4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Beal dishes to Wall. And the Wizards getting another bucket right there.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
It's Westbrook with the drive. It's tipped. And now here comes Wall leading the break. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious. Well, I tell you what, Nene is a man among boys down low. Remarkable physical power. And he's also got a tough mentality about him. Just a real rugged individual.
2 shots.
First one falls for him. And getting back to Nene, an obvious inside player with great impact. He looks and plays like a man possessed. Yet through last season, Greg, he's never averaged as much as 8 rebounds a game.
And, you know, his true value is measured in intangibles at times, not just on the stat sheet. He does all the dirty work so others can shine.
And so Nene nails both of them. And Nene, a guy with an incredibly strong start to his career in Denver, the first Brazilian to ever be selected in the first round. Voted, as you may recall, to the NBA All-Rookie team.
Yeah, and came into the league just a tremendously raw talent. Really developed faster than a lot of people expected, but what has been the case for him is the injury bug. I mean, the knee, the foot, shoulder, Achilles, you name it, he's had it, and it's hindered his career somewhat.
And cancer. He's beaten cancer.
That's very good.
Now here's Nene after Dion Waiters' miss. Steps back and shoots. Can't get it to go. Excellent D from Cantor. Thunder trailing by 4. Augustine, no luck.
Yeah, you know, going back to Nene, in 14 years, he's been able to suit up for roughly 65% of the games. That's tough on the team's continuity on both ends of the floor. Injuries have been a part of that, though, and oftentimes those are beyond the player's control.
So it's the Thunder now after the basket by Washington. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. And that one's good. Durant. Washington leading now by 4. Here's Neal. From 12 feet out. No luck.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Wizards lead by 4. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. In the gym, always working to improve. We asked him where that inspiration and passion originated.
It comes from me being 8 years old and me just saying I want to be the best player. You know, first off, at 8 years old, you want to be the best player in your neighborhood, and that's where it comes from. Just always want to be the best, and no matter where I'm playing at. And if I keep working each and every year, I've gotten better. You know, if I continue to just keep working, I've seen improvements.
Year improvements until he became the best player in the league and won an MVP. Now the challenge, Greg, is to get back to that level after the injuries. Obviously, I think we all feel it is possible.
And you're absolutely right, Kevin. I mean, he's definitely proven in terms of the talent, the skill, and athleticism. What we find out now after dealing with the adversity is, does he have the heart and drive and that competitive spirit to be considered still among the very best?
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
A ton of good looks for him, Greg, on offense, and quality shots they're getting.
On the floor for Oklahoma City, getting going here in the second quarter. Inside, you've got Ibaka and Cannon. Westbrook the point with Waiters at the 2, and it's Singler in at the 3, the small forward. And the thing about Bradley Beal, when he suits up, the entire lineup becomes exponentially more potent. A quick, powerful athlete. Greg, high basketball IQ. Had the great teaching at Florida, carries it to the NBA. Opponents have to account for him, I think, on both ends of the floor.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, coming out of college, a lot of people compared him to Ray Allen. I mean, he possesses that next level smoothness and body control that's often indicative of a true difference maker.
Washington leading now by 4. Ball passes to Oubre. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
For the Thunder, Adams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. And it's Andre Robertson in for Dion Waiters. Thunder trailing by 4. Outside Westbrook. And Robertson kicks to Adams. The dish to Westbrook. 5 on the clock. They set the pick. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
Here's Gortat, and he tries off the glass, but it's no good. The Thunder shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Well, nobody really knew, Greg, what to make of Washington going into last year's playoffs. They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history.
Good ball move. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Thunder.
And in the second round, the Wizards continued to be a tough opponent. I mean, they went up 2-1 on the Hawks, but were unable to keep the series lead. A lot of close, heartbreaking losses for them in that series.
Up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Billy Donovan's huddle. The strategy included running the offense through Russell Westbrook. Their offense is most effective, Coach said, when he is most involved. And they're looking for total involvement from him for the rest of this game. They're not going to wait for halftime. They want those adjustments to have an impact right away. Over to you, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris.
And the Hawks would ultimately take down the Wizards last year in the postseason. John Wall and his injury were a big turning point in that matchup. And all those buzzer beaters for both teams made it one of the most interesting series of the postseason.
You know, and Billy Donovan, the Oklahoma City Thunder, were able to pull him away from the college game last season, signed him to a 5-year deal in the middle of last year's playoffs.
For Washington, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Now, here's Oubre. He's covered by Singler. Oubre, good. Oubre's got his first 2 points. The Thunder have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Screen by Ibaka. Here's Roberson. He's covered by Beal. Just 5 to shoot. Right block shot again, Oklahoma City.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit. I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for. City. Nick Collison's checked in for Ibaka. Durant comes in for Singler, and DJ Augustine subbed in for Andre Robertson. The Wizards have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. When you look at the roster of the Thunder from last year, Clark, they knew how to build from within. Well, last season's roster, everybody but one player was either drafted or acquired via trade. That's a rare combo in the NBA.
Now here is Augustine. Nene unable to get his shot to go. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Clock at 6. Collison dishes to Augustine. Shot is off.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
Humphreys with the bucket.
And guys, for the Thunder, listen, they're not a big market team. They've had to make sacrifices with money to stay competitive. They do a terrific job with the limitations that small market presents.
Here is Durant after the basket by Washington. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on Nene.
And, you know, as we've seen, success in the NBA can come in a lot of different packages. I mean, it can't happen without the big free agent signing or spending. It helps to draft a guy like Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook for that matter.
The Thunder shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
And a season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws. You know, it's interesting. It really had been mostly a cordial relationship between Durant and the media up until last season. And then at the All-Star break, I mean, he had some biting remarks.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Cantor checked in for Steven Adams, and it's Waiters in for Russell Westbrook. Durant nails both of them. Durant's comments during the All-Star break about the media, he might have been right with some of his comments. I don't know, though, that he really was happy that they came out the way they did.
I agree with you there, Kevin. I mean, he made it clear that he doesn't view the media as all that friendly.
A chance here to go 2 for 1.
Boy, they've got to ramp up the speed and make it happen in a hurry.
Augustine passes to Collison. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Great pass that time by DJ Augustine.
Wizards trail by 3.
They'll probably let the clock wind down here.
Right on. I mean, no need to give the ball back before the end of the quarter in this situation.
Here's Neal. He's guarded by Waiter. And the shot is good.
Oh, boy. Woo-hoo. Sweet move. Tough finish. What a play.
Outside Durant, elbow shot, and the call will be against Nick Collison. That's his first foul. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Thunder out in front, leading by a point. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, there was a point where you seemed to kick it into high gear. What changed as this first half progressed?
Well, we stayed with our defense. I think we were a little lazy to end that first quarter. We just came out and made them shoot tough shots, rebound the basketball, and get out and get some easy points.
Kevin, thank you so much. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. They only had a couple rough stretches, and as the first period came to a close, they had a 4-point deficit. Some great work in the second quarter as they fought hard and were able to make up the difference and then some, now leading by 1. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, they didn't let this hostile crowd bother them at all. In fact, they seem to feed off of that hostility. Plus, sometimes when you're away from home, those distractions, your family, your friends, your fans, you can concentrate better. Okay, wait, did I just say my family, friends, and fans are distractions? Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's go.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Washington?
Well, how about that contribution they got from the bench? Nice. Those are some much-needed points, and it keeps them right in the game. I wouldn't be surprised to see him dig a little deeper into that bench. Some games you just got to go with the lineups that are working and just improvise, Ernie.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
Good game for Westbrook. He has 8 points, and he was able to come up with 1 steal, too.
You know what? He's been a difference maker defensively today, Clark. He's disrupted more plays than the stat sheet will show.
Washington trailing. Well, last season, the Wizards fell off just a bit in the second half of the year. Still, they were very competitive at home.
Yeah, and their strong play at home helped them weather that storm, Kevin. I mean, they ended up going 29-12 here at the Verizon Center.
The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. Benet and Gortat team up in the paint. And it's Dudley in at the small forward. That's Randy Whitman's 5 as we get into the second half. Here is Durant. Following the basket by John Wall. Durant, it's deflected. It's Beal on the wing. He's covered by Westbrook. And Beal kicks to Wall. Shot is off. So the Thunder will take it the other way.
And you know, that 29 wins mark at home for the Wizards, 3rd best in the East. that team really likes shooting the ball here, as they were a top 5 3-point percentage team in this building.
Here's Wall following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Wall with it. Westbrook picks him up. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. 8 points for John Wall.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
Time call here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
And really the driving factor for why Washington was so good at home was their defense. I mean, they would finish with the best field goal percentage against in the entire league in their home building. You don't think of the Wizards as a lockdown team, but in the Verizon Center, that's exactly what they were.
Roberson kicks to Westbrook. Here's the lob to the hoop. Tries to save it, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Gortat.
Oh, nice play there to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
Just a whisker away from coming up with the steal there.
Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Durant attacking, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. One of the most dominant players in 2014 was Kevin Durant, of course, winning the league MVP. Then last year, cut short. We know that he's now on a mission to get back to that level, and Greg, it's hard.
Yeah, you know, it all came down to health for Kevin Durant. And at this point in his career, I mean, he's got the maturity. He's developed the skill set. He's just got to stay on the court. And really, when you talk about the game of basketball, the rest will take care of itself.
And so Durant nails them both.
You know, talking about Durant as he looks to recapture the league MVP, you can take a cue from last year's MVP, Stephen Curry. Curry battled through numerous ankle injuries over the years earlier on, only to come out on the other side with his best season ever in 2K15.
He was all alone on that one. 6 points here for Beal.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
Now here's Durant. He has 6. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Durant's got 4 this quarter.
And getting back to Durant, sometimes adversity brings out the best in you. Adversity challenges you to rise above. And Kevin was already at the highest rung on the ladder. I think his opponent should be very afraid of what they're about to witness this season.
Washington calls timeout.
And for long stretches of the season, the Thunder, they had a short bench early on due to injury and just having a short rotation. They did change things up, though, as they went through that regular season.
Checked in for Nene. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Kyle Singler, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Here is Dudley. There's a screen by Gortat. To the middle. It's deflected. It's stolen by Ibaka. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Westbrook can't get it to go. Wizards have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Well, for the Thunder, Greg, you're talking about they did have to go to their bench more and more. And Clark, as the season wore on, their bench players are playing a lot of minutes.
Yeah, actually they ended up in the top 10 in bench minutes played. The trades they made at the deadline helped bring depth to the team, and they took advantage of it.
Here is Ibaka after marching Gortat's bucket. Here's Roberson, and his free throws here clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blown, and Washington called for the foul. It's his first trip to the line. He's off on the first.
Guys, one thing that was obvious to me, last year the Wizards really matured as a team. I mean, they played as if they expected to win instead of a group kind of coming into their own. I thought they just showed a lot more composure and maturity on the court.
And the Wizards making a change here. Humphries checked in. Second free throw, no good. As you said, the Wizards did look more mature last year on the floor with their play. They made sure to add veterans to achieve that.
And not just any veteran, but a future Hall of Famer in Paul Pierce. I mean, his presence on the team, I think, really is what propelled them to achieve new heights. And it also went beyond just Paul Pierce. That roster had a combined 490 playoff games. And that playoff veteran leadership, I felt, really helped this young core to grow.
Otto Porter Jr., he's checked in for the Wizards. Sessions comes in for John Wall. Then for the Thunder, Nick Collison's checked in for Durant. Waiters comes in for Andre Robertson. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Russell Westbrook. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. That'll put Ramon Sessions on the line. DJ Augustine picks one up. The Wizards shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. Free throw no good for Sessions. Last year the Thunder were in a playoff battle all season, Clark. Their road record of 16-24, a big part of why they didn't sneak into the playoffs.
Well, when you're dealing with the kinds of injuries the Thunder had last year, it's impossible to be your best, and grinding out road wins is that much tougher.
Gary Neal's checked in for the Wizards. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Sessions dishes to Humphries. There's a screen by Gortat. Humphries the pass to Porter. Back to Humphries. Lots of room. And he drops that one in. And the Wizards lead by 5.
And really with the Thunder and their road problems last season, both Phoenix and New Orleans had better road records than they did. And had the Thunder been tougher on the road, no doubt they would have made it in.
For Washington, they've gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. No one near Sessions as he lets it fly. Misses the 3. Thunder trailing by 5.
You know, the Thunder had road trouble right out of the gate last season, guys. Only had 1 road win in their first 9 road games. They also had 4 different instances of 4 or more game road losing streaks last season.
Here's Sessions after Enes Kanter's basket. Out to the right wing. Porter. And the wing jumper offline.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
7-second difference, shot in game clock. And Gortat gets it to go in on the assist from Porter. 6 points for Marcin Gortat.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
Now Augustine. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Cantor. No good there. And we just finished the 3rd quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Wizards lead by 2. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the 4th quarter. A terrific game so far. Oklahoma City trailing. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. 4th quarter action. All fueled up and ready to go. Taking a look at the Thunder. On the perimeter, it's Waiters and Durant. Inside, you've got Ibaka and Cannon. And it's Westbrook in at the point guard position. Durant, that's good.
Wow, the fans are really getting their money's worth tonight. What an entertaining ball game.
Up to this point, Greg, it's been almost impossible to separate these teams. I think this one's going to be close all the way.
Right side wall. Shot is off. Great D that time from Westbrook. Raiders against Beal. Durant kicks to Cantor. And it falls over the rim and in. And the Thunder lead by 2.
Excellent vision by Durant out there. What a nice pass.
Raiders against Beal. To the inside. Here's Humphries. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. Humphries has got the game tied up here for the Wizards. The Thunder shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And with the 4th quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. To check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Billy Donovan said to the team. He's looking for whatever they have left in the tank. He said, I know it's been a hard-fought game, but now's not the time to leave anything in reserve. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I expect you to be going all out, full speed. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. Now here's Durant inside, and Ibaka kicks to Roberson. To Westbrook. Outside Durant. From outside the arc. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists now in this one.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Now here's Nene. 5 on the clock. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Ibaka with a screen on Wall. Westbrook against Dudley. Westbrook, no good. Wizards trail by 3. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
And the shot is good.
That coverage is just too weak. I mean, heading down the stretch, that sort of defensive lapse can cost you a game.
Ibaka with the screen on Wall. And Ibaka kicks to Durant. Dishes to Adams. Puts it up from 12. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Adams has got the lead up to 3 now for Oklahoma City. Washington calls timeout.
You know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, and you know, coaches always are looking for ways to tweak things and change it up a little bit, no matter what the situation is. That's what coaches do.
Gortat's checked in. And the Wizards with possession. They trail by 3. The shot by Nene, no good.
And he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaken.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it.
Washington calls timeout.
Get ready to go, Wizards!
Beal with it. Passes it to Wall. Releases from the wing and pushes.
Big time bucket there, and you can expect to see him stay very involved the rest of the way.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're in front by 3. 1:50 left in the game. Here's Westbrook. And Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Washington calls timeout. They're trailing by 5. We've got 1:48 left in the fourth quarter. Gortat dishes to Wall. Puts it up from 12. Can't get it to go. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. Westbrook passes to Roberson. Westbrook against Wall. Now here's Westbrook. He's tightly guarded. Misses from short range.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Now here's Wall. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. Wall's got 4 points now in the quarter. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're up by 3. 1:10 left in the fourth quarter. .110 left in the fourth. Rejected by Wall. And here's Beal. Here's Wall. Outside for Nene. 11 feet away. And it's off the back rim. No good.
He's really lacking in confidence out there. 0 field goals made so far in this game. He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
This is a huge possession.
And this is where all the hard work pays off. You have to be able to execute under pressure.
We've seen John Wall handling his business. He has 12 points, and he's been delivering a healthy dose of helpers, too.
He really has, Clark. Always with his head up, looking to make the pass, trying to find the open man.
At the line for your Wizards, John Wall. At the line for 2.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. Cantor checked in for the Thunder. And he does get the second one. And that shrinks the margin to just 4.
Listen, they're still right in this thing. Missing that free throw, though, keeps this a 2-possession deficit.
That's his first personal foul.
There's 37 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Double team on Westbrook. Dudley against Durant. And now we've got the intentional foul.
That's his second personal foul. At the line for Wizards, Andre Roberson. At the line for 2.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And he just garnered a little bit more insurance there. Very confident as he's able to go up and knock those down.
Washington calls timeout. They're behind by 6. 24 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Seconds left in the fourth quarter. Nails the triple.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
Free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
And that makes it a 2-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
Washington with the ball. And Wall. Here we go now. It's good. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And the D just a step slow reacting to the step back.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late game free throws are a lot different than early game free throws in terms of making.
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
There's Beal with the 3. Trifecta! Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're up by 2. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Seven seconds left in the fourth quarter, and they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
Russell Westbrook. 2 shots.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. He's able to hit the second one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. 5 seconds left in the fourth.
And a chance here to send it to overtime.
Got to see the 3 and be the 3 if that's going to happen.
So a close game sees Oklahoma City taking this one. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Kevin, this game, a tight one and perhaps a little bit more closely contested than people expected. Was this the sort of game that you were anticipating?
Well, everybody's going to bring their best against us. And just try to come out here and play hard every possession. We had some mishaps, some slip-ups, but I think we did a good job of bouncing back.
Kevin, thank you so much. Guys, always a challenge in the NBA. Back to you at the table.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our entire 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
A tremendous night of shooting the basketball for him tonight. He was nearly 60% from the field. Ernie, 60. That's Shaq-like numbers. Okay, that's Kenny Smith-like numbers. I'm telling you, this guy was outstanding. I love the way he shot it all over the place.
When you're facing Westbrook, you're always going to have your hands full. And tonight, he proved that once again. There's only one thought going through Russell's head. Attack, attack, attack. I know that was 3 thoughts, Kenny.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.